which we have seen sometimes in the Chinese games, but I don't think so. I think OD is gonna be the 4.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're going to pick it last, though. But I'm thinking that they probably expect that it's going to be like a DP mid. So they're looking for that sort of matchup. But how do you feel about this MK DP potential mid matchup?
Like, honestly, I haven't seen this a lot, but I would say Monkey should have a little bit in advantage.
Okay.
But obviously, I think Death Rover should be fine too because she has all the regen.
Yeah.
She has all the ways to get last hits plus harassment. I think Monkey King may not be able to sustain that unless he keeps getting regens from career, obviously. But that's gonna hurt his economy a lot. Okay, so Hoyo went for the last pick PL. I was just saying, like, I think OD in this patch is uncountable. Like, there's no hero that can fight OD 1-to-1, but there's a sort of heroes that can counter OD, which is the illusion-based hero, like Naga, PL, heroes like that. That's the biggest weakness of OD, but this OD is a 4 anyways.
And it's going to be, I mean, the 4, I don't know. I mean, I feel like OD is still very strong. I feel like it's definitely has some play, and we're definitely seeing it a lot in terms of SEA. But Lycan 4, or Lycan 3, excuse me, Forev is playing that one. Ice, Ice, Ice kind of, I think he started this, at least in the DPC, the latest season. Seeing very, very strong at this point. I think that it's got some play. But with the DP there, and as well as the Lycan, you got 2 cores that are kind of, I guess, not the tankiest of types. I mean, DP definitely can be, but you're kind of relying on both of those guys to kind of carry this game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, if you ask me, I like Omega Esports draft a lot more. Simply because if you just look at your draft, you see all the stuns. You have save from OD. Also, you have the late game on Medusa. Mid game wise, you have Mars and Monkey King. And if you think about if you think about the team fight, they have amazing team fight too with the Stone Gaze plus Arena plus Wukong's command.
Yeah.
So I'm a little afraid how HOYO is gonna fight into this draft of Omega because Omega is they play so well when they have their enemy running at them.
Yeah.
And just so nicely, HOYO is a draft that they wants to run into people. So I feel like Omega have a slight advantage in their draft here.
And while this league, you know, in the Division 2 or whatever, you're playing like 1 game a week or so, and HOYO haven't won in 2 weeks, I believe, in like mid-Jan. I mean, the first day, I believe, the playthroughs, which is like January 18th or something like that, which is kind of crazy. So they're kind of desperate for some sort of win at this point. But Omega, on the other hand, they're 2-0. They've got like a huge variety of heroes that they play. They're very, very versatile. They're very, very strong. They know what they need to do. And I mean, when they're throwing things out like the OD4, I mean, they're very confident.
Yeah, there's a lot more we haven't seen from Omega so far. I worked with their carry before. He plays a ton of different heroes like Lone Druid, IO carry, Meeple, Alchemist, like just a lot of different heroes that is really pretty good in this meta right now. And yeah, I'll definitely say that Omega they have a better hero pool going into this series and comparing to HOYO too. And like you said, 2 weeks without a win, that sounds really really horrible, man.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing to note is that Tino actually started with Boundless Strike. He wasted some mana as he missed the shot, but it looks like it's going to be a Medusa mid. And then Tino is he's making his way. I'm not sure where he's going at this point.
Well, look at him. He's microing his career to come to him so that he can mischief into the career and then walk faster back to the bottom side.
Zetzero's going to spot him out, though. The little spider guy. Or the courier, or whatever that thing is. That's actually pretty cool.
I'm still thinking, why did he go for bonus strike level 1? Like, normally you go for this so that you can secure last hits on range creep.
Yeah.
Also when we are playing against range off lane, but in this case, it's the Lycan off lane. Well, I guess he's not looking to. Harass the Lycan out in the lane so much. More like getting down last hits and stuff, or even he's just getting that so that they can go for a first blood earlier, but they missed the opportunity.
Like, I just feel like you need a little bit more sustain. This is definitely a lane to watch with the Lycan versus the Monkey King. I feel like you have the potential to be just kind of bullied out. I mean, yeah, you've got Bomb the Strike or whatever, and, you know, CML's Ogre is definitely going to be pretty strong here. But as I say, that Forev is getting, you know, scurried away, so to speak, as the Jocom is looking to do a little bit of creep cutting.
Yeah. I mean, Lycan tree is really like pretty good. Once you hit your timing up, you do what you do exactly what a post one Lycan would do. Or the only thing is this hero takes a lot of resources. And if you look at HOYO side, they have Lycan, PL plus their profit. Three of the cores don't really do anything in the early game.
Yeah.
So they really rely on their supports to come in to bring them the kill opportunity. If their support don't do that, then the game is gonna be really quiet and stagnant. And which in this way would really benefit Medusa a lot because Medusa loves the quiet game.
Yes, and it wants to go late game, but I mean, you still have a PL on the other team, right? Mizu definitely is no stranger to the PL. Very strong here, but Setsero is just barely able to just dodge that spear there, survives in the top lane. But PL versus Medusa, if you had to pick one late game carry, who is it going to be between those two?
I'll go with Medusa.
Medusa, okay.
Yeah.
Is it
And
because
no,
she's ridiculously your type of girl?
I would be a crazy man to pick Medusa, my kind of girl. But anyways, I'm like, I think this is really 50-50. I think it
Okay.
relies a lot in what the other four of your teammates can offer. I pick Omega because I think Monkey in general is a very good counter to PL. Yeah, because the build that he go for, Scepter into like Fury or Maelstrom into Scepter, these
Yeah.
are very good tools to deal with the Monkey King. So I feel the Monkey King not only has to out carry the Medusa, he has to out carry the Monkey King too.
Yeah, and that could be a potential issue. And they don't really have the. I mean, it's going to be hard to kind of lock down the Monkey King. I think that could be a potential thing. Yeah, you have Rubick, but that's pretty much your only chance. He could pretty much just spring away. Plus, you have like Arena, you have like all these saves. So the Monkey, it's pretty much on this guy to make plays. Like if Tino gets off, he gets the right items and everything, and just starts strong. They're going to have a rough time. And Hoyo really need to just make sure Mizu has that free farm lane.
It's gonna be tough though. Mars plus OD, a lot of small harassment damage, a lot of cheap harassment too.
Yeah.
And you can see that Mars has already been putting out a lot of harassment. Top lane, he's going pretty well too, 11 last hits. How about mid though? That profit is slightly behind of Medusa. I was also talking before we get into this Discord call. I say I love Medusa on mid. Simply because I think that Medusa having the side camps as to her advantage, she can farm much more, have the earlier levels up. Look at her having the 2 levels on Mystic Snake already doing a lot of damage to Fearless. So yeah, I like Mac this game. I think he has a lot of room to play and to perform this game.
And Fearless really needs that level 6. Obviously with DP, just having those ghosts and exorcism and being able to push it out. But Fearless is kind of getting bullied here. The Snake is not going to connect on this one, but Mac is level 5. That's a pretty sizable lead, especially this early in the game when it's not even 4 minutes. Forever, on the other hand, has been suffering, has not gotten 10 last hits at this point. Not something that you want to see, especially in your offlane Lycan.
Yeah, this is the thing about playing against Monkey this meta. Like there's only a handful of offlane heroes that can really deal with Monkey King. Heroes like Bat Rider would be one, or some heroes that can actually recover after the lane or make moves on the map after the laning phase. Unfortunately, Lycan is none of those. So
Yes.
I'm really a little bit worried about Hoyos now.
Oh, Fire Blast. They got the lift up, and Jokum is getting so low, but he's slow here. Tino, one more shot, and now draws first blood with the Ignite. CML actually backed away because cool people don't look at explosions. And he ends up securing the first blood.
I'm surprised Monkey King is not using Balance Strike to secure the first blood kill. Because that's pretty big. That's like 300 gold.
Yeah. I don't
Mm,
know what he was thinking. I think he
yeah.
thought, Ignite is one of those DO2s you kind of don't, you don't assume it does a lot of damage. And then he thought, oh, I'll just one more right click. He's definitely not going to go away. I'm not going to waste mana on this. But he just kind of miscalculated that.
Yeah. It is always kind of cool, I kill you without using my spells. So I feel good. Maybe Monkey King is trying to establish that kind of mindset into Rubick. It's just telling you that you are not worthy of my Boundless Strike.
Yeah. And Jokum here, level 3, just trying to help out Fearless here. The Life Siphon is going to just push Mac away, but they're going to look to just steal at least that stack there. Jokum is only level 3, though, giving up an early first blood. And that one snake does like a third of his life? Oh my god, that's sad days for Jokum.
Oh, top lane Muzu getting run down by Boomy. Oh, meanwhile, Hoyo died. Forever died bottom as well, once again.
Oh yeah, you Gotta be careful. I mean, this is the thing is that, oh, Mizu getting solo, another right click or so. Boomy, oh, they got the slow impetus. And they got the Centaur stomp at Boomy. They thought they had him, but Boomy's in a bad spot. Oh, but he gets speared back. And the Astral Imprisonment will actually slow it down, and Boomy will stay alive. That Centaur is just not fast enough. No boots on that guy.
Mizu feels so bad right now. Not only that Mars can harass him on his own, OD is just up walking on him too. And I like that OD now they are just going for Arcane Orb harassment rather than Astral harassment, because I think after a week or so in more people exploring OD, I've seen a lot of people just maximizing the power of Arcane Orb right now in the lane harassment, especially at level 1. I've been personally trying Arcane Orb, maxing Arcane Orb as a mid OD too. Like that is unreal. Like even more unreal than maxing Astral.
Like, to be honest, I hate this guy. I hate OD. I hate, because, like, the guy is just so strong in lane, and, like, the fact that they buffed him just, like, makes, I don't know. I really dislike this hero. Going up against it, I mean, if I've got a good one on my team, I'll love that, but, all right, here's the first exorcism of the game, and it looks like CML is going to be the first blood on that one. I mean, it's 2 versus 1 in terms of kills, and Fearless is looking to just push the bottom lane, and Tino, yeah, he's doing well in terms of net worth, but I mean, with this exorcism here, he's going to lose a lot of space.
Yeah. Oh, I want to see if you really want to commit for this, because HOYO is not committing too many heroes here, and makes Tino thinks that, oh, maybe I can actually stop this push on my own. And indeed, with the help of CML, they will be able to defend this tower successfully. This means a lot for Omega, because the level 1 exorcism actually doesn't do a lot of damage. So if you are able to scare the Death Prophet off, and if he does not achieve anything with the level 1 exo, she's gonna feel so bad, because she basically sacrificed her time to farm for this tower harassment, and it doesn't mean anything actually, those harassment.
Yeah. And just having her rotate and waste a lot of time is not great, especially when you have, what, this Monkey King. I mean, yeah, he's slowed down a little bit just from that rotation. Oh, but they got the net up on CML. He's trying to run for his life. The Life Siphon, he's got the Fire Blast on Fearless, but CML is just kind of creating space, I think. Tino is walking by. Does get the Boundless Strike, and he does save his teammate. So, high five to that. I mean, good team play, and it does save your position 5.
Yeah, that little save test seems to be nothing, but it actually meant a lot, because HOYO's gonna feel horrible right now. Like, they don't even get to kill the tanky post 5 Ogre, not to mention the Medusa in the further mid game. So, in morale side, I would think that Omega, they have a huge advantage now by successfully defending this bottom tower. I wish to see them bringing more resources to this though, because this is HOYO pushing without exorcism, and when this happens, you shouldn't be able to let them do this.
You gotta be careful. The Boundless Strike into the arena. The TP is like they didn't even see it, and Fearless goes down. Jokum is probably gonna be up next. He's only level 4, so he's got no chance. Mizu's like, I'm here, but probably shouldn't be here as he goes to farm. But this is a bad spot for HOYO to be in, and it's 5-1 in terms of kills. This is not looking like a great game.
Sick punishment there by Bocarino. Oh!
Ooh, CML, he should be fine, though. No. I don't know if they have the damage. He doesn't, and Forev actually is in wolf mode and is not able to kill him, but Forev goes to a bigger target. He goes for a Bach here with no arena. They do have the net. He's going to get slowly whittled down. Mizu's coming here probably to just look to steal this kill, and he does end up securing that one. So they got something for Mizu. He's level 6, which is great. So they get something out of Lycan's wolf, the shapeshift as well, and it looks like they're going to take the bottom T1.
Yeah, well, after multiple tries, HOYO finally get to breach the bottom tower. But meanwhile, looking at Medusa's farm, he has already been flash farming for quite a while. He was solo pushing out the entire top lane. Now he's acquiring the enemy jungle too. So, like, yes, HOYO they are getting down bottom tower, but they also know that the fact that Medusa is totally free farm right now, and also Monkey King is still top on the net worth. Like, he has a really good lane advantage, and he has already gotten a 10-minute Maelstrom. So both of these core from Omega side, they are gonna skill like crazy right now.
And not only that, Mars is still kind of neck and neck. I mean, look at the DP, so close. Setzero's in the bad spot, looking to just ward, and he gets fire blasted. He's getting ignited, and Bach comes in, throws a God's Rebuke into him, and Tino will end up securing that kill. And it's another kill going the way of Omega. Not a great start for HOYO here.
Not at all. The game is gonna be really slow and stagnant for them for the next 4 to 5 minutes, because we can see that Omega, they're already committing quite a bit for the bottom tower. Not to mention, if the push is on the mid lane of Omega side, they'll just bring 5 men with Arena, with Wukong's command, as well as Stone Gates if needed to defend their tower, because mid is the most important tower for Omega to protect now, and they have everything to protect that tower.
Yeah, this is so worrying. I mean, they've got all the alts that you talked about. They're all just so strong, and they can look to team fight at any moment. Whereas if you're looking at the Lycan, right, this guy at 11 minutes probably wanted Necro, he's got what? Necro 1 right now? You probably want to be what? Necro 2? Getting almost your Necro 3 at this point and pushing towers. And they haven't really been able to do that. And he's been stuck in his own jungle, like fighting for farm. Just not a really great spot to be in right now, and it looks like Mizu's going to prioritize that space and take the bottom lane by himself.
Yeah, this is the risk of running a farmy kind of off lane, because if your lane doesn't go well, you become such a liability in your team, because you have to now rely on your team to buy space for you as an off lane for you as an off laner. So on your side, I don't see any playmaker from their side.
He just got spotted out in the imprisonment here, making sure that he's not going anywhere. 4 of his wolves are here, but Boundless Strike will just end up smashing that Rubick down. No place is safe, even in the trees.
He knows working his way to the BKB. Wow, this is gonna be such an early BKB if he wants to go. Seems like he wants to really commit into being the protection for Medusa. So whenever HOYO is running down to Medusa, they have to go through the Wukong's command of Monkey King. He also went for the max level in Boundless Strike too. This is not something we see very often.
Oh,
top
the
lane.
Wukong's committed. They found Forev. He's stuck in with the Boundless Strike, and he can't get out. He just does so much damage at this point with the Maelstrom. And my gosh, Tino's just going to back away. He even had the mana, attribute on the power treads there. Bach gets another kill, and they got Fearless 2 cores already. This is not looking good at all.
13 minutes, 5k goal lead on the side that has a Medusa. Oh, this game feels very hard for HOYO. I think the only way they can make moves is that they start trading towers with Omega now. But even that is so risky, because it's really up to Omega whether or not they want to punish your tower push, because Mars is one of the best hero when it comes to punishing tower push because of with the arena setup. But now PL finally gotten his diffusable. That's quite a good timing on diffusable. Let's see if they can find something here. They have to find something though.
Yeah.
But this also means that it puts PL into a very awkward situation where he's forced to fight in 30 minutes of time, which obviously is not the best for a PL.
And he's by himself. I mean, they should know that the arena cooldown, is on cooldown, that is. PL kind of farming in his middle, and Lycan Shapeshift, here we go. They found CML, not the greatest one, but it looks like they're going to start that one off. He does end up going down eventually. He gets Fade Bolted sniped, and Fearless has popped his Exorcism. He's going to stand around. I mean, the Stone Gaze is just locking him in. Oh, Boomy! He actually has to use a defense. Oh, sorry, that was the stolen imprisonment by Jokum. And he actually stopped the TP there, so they get something out of this. This is a nice return. The Exorcism here, just doing a little bit of chip damage in the mid T1. And Bach is probably looking to maybe go for this fight. If anything, he's going to deal with the creeps and just stop or stall this attack, so to speak.
Yeah, he's trying to make a move on the DP. His arena is just about to get off CD, but Fearless know that he wants to make a move on him too, so he gets back. That 2 kills was really nice for HOYO, but unfortunately, they definitely want to translate this into more, into at least a tower push. But DP level 1 Exorcism just doesn't do too much damage, and also the respawn time from 2 supports of Omega at this point of time in the game is just really slow and really short. So HOYO didn't get to punish them in terms of objectives. And the 5k goalie is gonna remain for Omega Esports.
It's crazy because it feels like that lead should be much bigger for Omega, and just getting those 2 pickoffs obviously kind of chipped into that lead, so to speak. But with HOYO not being able to get some of those objectives, I mean, that mid T1 is a high priority one. I felt like they should have gotten those pickoffs and just made a deadline or beeline right for that mid T1. Make sure that you take that thing down, because it takes away so much of their space, especially with the T1 bottom gone as well. I feel like that was a pretty big missed opportunity. Now you got to wait for cooldowns with like Exorcism and your Shapeshift, and you're back in your own jungle just farming because you can't really fight.
Yeah, this feels really bad for HOYO right now because they know that if this turns into a farming game, the three cores of Omega side skills so much better than the three cores of HOYO's. Because Monkey King already have the Maelstrom, Mars is a hero that can clear wave with two spells too. So if this goes late, HOYO doesn't want it to be late too. But they also couldn't speed out the game much more because of how the laning phase went so horrible for them. So like right now they still have the chance to go to come back into this game, but they have to utilize the ultimates of their side. They have to make sure that with their ultimates popped, they need to get some kills plus towers so that they can kind of turn this game around.
And you talked kind of about Mizu's early Diffusal Blade pickup, right? But he hasn't really been fighting. He's continuing to farm. So I feel like the call was made to go early, make sure that you got that against Medusa. We look to fight maybe. But then he's just like, nah, I just want to go farm, which seems counterintuitive to what their strategy was, which was to start pushing.
Yeah, I guess he really wants to farm, but he's also limited by his team's ultimate cooldown. Like they just couldn't force the fight without the exorcism and the Lycan shift up. So when those big ultimates are down, PL has nothing to do but to farm, which obviously feels horrible because he's farming with the diffuser blade, not the Yasha yet. So he's not gonna farm as efficiently as both the Monkey King and Medusa. And as you can see, Monkey King and Medusa both are still ahead of the PL, and Medusa is already approaching the 10k net worth timing. Once Medusa has Butterfly coming up, he's gonna be able to mitigate most of the damage coming up from PL Illusion.
And PL, look at this. He's got his Yasha already. He's got something on the courier at the moment, and he's gonna be looking to go for the heart. I think that's a bit early and a little premature in terms of what he does. He doesn't do enough damage right now to really be fighting. So again, I think the itemization, and the way that they prioritize this seems a little off to me.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's a lot of miscommunication or disconnection coming out from your side. I guess they are getting forced into picking the PL, which has a later timing in the game because they saw the OD pick, they saw the Medusa pick. So generally there's already a big discord.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but like teams
got ganged by my mom.
I mean, the OD though was picked first, right? Or at least first for Omega. I don't know the exact order of when it was done. It was either first or second, but nonetheless, like teams know that OD is very strong. They're either they're looking to ban it or they need some sort of counter to it. And I feel like HOYO right now, yes, they let it through or whatever, but they really haven't countered it properly.
Not at all. Not at all. I feel like if they have the Necrobook tree up earlier, they could have just run down to Medusa and killed all this mana and then kill her.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't find that one play, and it seems like they are getting very passive right now. Because normally, if you think about that Prophet plus Lycan, you want to always be aggressive and be ahead, and you want to play into the enemy map. But so far, HOYO has been pushed back to their tower.
And Lycan and DP, both of these heroes, they want to be pushing towers. Oh, they got the lift up on Bach. They found him. He's going to commit the arena here just to kind of walk away. Mac TP's in like a good teammate. Forever's looking to just fight this. They've got the Yules up on him. CML's left for dead here. He should die to all those ghosts. I would die too because I'd be, just feared by that. But they've got the Meteor Hammer. They do lock it onto Forever. They drop the hammer, so they got something out of this. Fearless, though, is looking to just siphon Mac. He backs off here. The ghosts are doing a little bit of chip damage, but not really doing anything else. It's 1-for-1 CML for Forever. Is that a good trade?
Not at all. Not at all. Like the drop that they took was really weird because they smoked into the Mars, but for some reason that Prophet changed his target to the Ogre Magi.
Yeah.
Which obviously does not worth her exozen whatsoever or her time even. I think that Mars was a very necessary kill, but unfortunately Mac was there to protect him with the stone gaze, and he didn't even use the stone gaze to protect Mars actually. So they just gave out on the Mars target, which I think was a very big loss of opportunity there for HOYO.
Like, if Fearless... Oh, they're going to walk up to this. It's going to be a smoke. They're going to find them. They found Mizu. They're looking to get him. They get the Boundless Strike onto Mizu. That's a pretty nice target, but he gets force-staffed away. Setsuro's got the little bit of heal, so the little fairy's doing a little bit of work here. They've got the Imprisonment. They drop the hammer, but not doing a whole lot of damage. Here comes the Wukong's command, and Tino found this one. He leaps forward. Primal Springs. He's looking for Fearless. He's looking to just chop him down, but the Yules is on point. He does have him. The tower is there. The silence, but he gets Yules now, and he's stuck under tower. I don't think that's enough. Forev is going to be here. They've got God's Rebuke, the spear back onto Fearless. The arena's committed as well, but only the Wolves and the Necro units are stuck inside, and that's going to be a death for him. Tino is on a mega kill streak. Rough. This is looking very, very rough.
Yeah. The display of the huge outdraft is really coming into play right now. Every time HOYO wants to fight, they'll be fighting into Wukong's arena plus Songe's, and they don't really have any other choice rather than fighting.
Yeah, not much they can do.
No.
Tino is looking to just pop his BKB. He's looking for this. Okay, they're going to back off here. So at least they got a little bit of a win in the sense that they wasted a charge of Tino's BKB, but everybody getting away and not much else.
I'm very, very surprised that Monkey King he's not considering going for the Aghanim's. I think perhaps Aghanim's was a little bit too greedy for position 2 that's making space for the Medusa. So he's just going for all the items that are really, really cost effective, like the BKB, Basher, things like that, that somehow does something for his team. So Tino is going for the very selfless route right now, or the itemization for his team, because he knows that all he has to do is to play around the Medusa and make sure that Medusa have all she needs to carry the team.
Like, we talked about the power of this draft and just how good it's been, but like Omega's lineup, those 3 cores, or sorry, let's go with 4 cores, excluding the Ogre at this point, because it could be any position 5. But if you see like a Mars, Monkey King, Medusa, OD, like I don't even know if I could pick anything and there were no bans, like what is that counter to this lineup? These cores are ridiculously strong.
I guess it comes back down to how you open your draft, because HOYO they opened the draft with Lycan plus Rubick, so it's pretty. It was pretty sure that they wanted to just go early game, and they still have a option to go back to the mid game where they can flex the Lycan to the off lane, and you can run something like what TNC ran, the wolf form, the wolf in so, Lycan
Ursa,
into Ursa, that kind of shit, but. They doubled down into their pushing lineup with the Dead Prophet pick. I think that was what really locked HOYO's lineup into. They locked them into a very one-dimensional mid-game / early game lineup, where when you pick the PL for your late game, it's already way too counterintuitive.
Yeah.
And there's no coming back from after you pick the Dead Prophet. You just have to go all in after that.
Yeah.
So I think if we are using the last week, I think you want to go all in here against the Medusa, because getting to late game, there's no chance for you.
Yeah,
There's no chance for you to go for that game.
No chance whatsoever. I mean, the DP falls off. The Lycan does as well. I mean, you've got this Medusa who's incredibly scary. You have just so many different counters. Oh, and here comes the Meteor Hammer combination. They found Fearless into the arena. The Spear as well, and Fearless, it gets destroyed. No chance there. I mean, especially with all those TPs coming. But Omega, man, they got exactly what they wanted. They got the top T2, TP right into the mid T1, saving that one, and now they're taking Roshan. These guys are on point. It seems like they're on another level.
Yeah, it seems like it. They have a very well-rounded draft around the Medusa, and also HOYO was the perfect draft for Omega to play into, because this is all Omega wants to do. They want their enemies to run into them. Unfortunately, HOYO they don't have any other choices besides running into Omega.
Like,
seems like a pretty outdraft to me, a pretty big outdraft to me. I just.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah. No, I mean, outdraft is one thing, but I just even think their play style has just been on point. You know, and every time they try to go for a gank, it's like they're backing each other up, they're making the right TPs, like they're sending the right amount of, support that needs to be there. I mean, Omega, like this is T2 or Division 2 in SEA, the DPC, but I feel like these guys have a really good opportunity to move up, because you're just seeing the growth of this team, and they're getting better as this league goes on.
Definitely, I think Omega definitely deserve to be in the upper division. Like they've proven themselves before. They were the X droid, went to major before. They did some roster changes, but right now they're really starting to find their footings. And I think a journey like that for you to go through the lower division, for you to bring every single for you to bring all your A games into this series. I think this is how you improve as a team.
And this is the power of the Division 2. Let's be honest. This is a good thing that Valve is doing, you know? If it was just the upper division, and these teams would never have had that opportunity to, to potentially grow and to get into the next level. So this is good to see, but again, Omega, I feel like, are the only ones growing. HOYO, on the other hand, we saw the last series that we did, the last cast that we had. HOYO didn't do as well as, because it seems like they're kind of pigeonholing themselves into these strategies, and they're not really playing to those styles. So it seems very difficult for what they're trying to do.
Yeah, that's true. It seems like HOYO are just trying some really, really weird picks. They're just, okay, I'm gonna pick this hero that is really OP this week. Like last week was Bristleback, and then right now is the Lycan and TP. So I feel like they're just trying to pick all the best things and put into the draft, but they don't have the best way to play the draft. So and this is I guess this is just the difference of playing a team and a stack.
So you're seeing these interesting picks, right? Like in the sense of like the Lycan off lane. You're seeing, I mean, the DP's not like too crazy, PL as well. But like the reason why they're doing a Lycan off lane is because they have a strategy in mind, right? When EG was doing it, they had other ways to kind of deal with this. They didn't have to rely on a traditional offlaner for themselves. They had other options, right? They had the stuns and everything, and like Lycan was able to split push, and they were to win that way, right? Whereas this team, it just seems like, oh, we're going to copy that idea, but not fully understand why they're doing that.
Yeah, it feels so. It feels so. They are like, all right, we think about Lycan. This hero is really strong. He can be flexed to position 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Let's just build a graph around this pushing strat, and we go with the depth profit. But is depth profit really what Lycan needs though? Because Lycan, he himself can take over most of the tower damage part. What you need is an active mid that can kind of disable someone for you, kind of create space in the map so that you can get to a necro book timing earlier, and then utilize that timing together. So I do feel like that prophet is not the hero at all for Lycan. No matter Lycan is a carry or offlane, you need someone like a spirit, something like a puck that can actually gather everyone at one point for you to kill them all. So yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Okay, so we're in agreement with this, and it looks like they're going to chip away at the last T2 bottom here. Not really much they can do in terms of defense, and I mean, Foreb doing what he can in the sense of just at least pushing out the lanes, just trying to create as much space as possible. But man, PL, look at this guy. He's got nowhere to farm. He has to go into the enemy triangle to just get any sort of thing. But Omega here are at your doorstep, and it looks like they're going to go high ground here. Mac just chips away.
Medusa with the Bloodlust, Manta Style plus Butterfly. The only thing is stopping him is the stolen Astro from Rubick. That's gonna bite up a lot of time as PL is gonna farm.
Yeah, I mean,
how much item PL needs though?
He needs a lot right now. And I mean, Lycan's not there. PL is just looking to TP now because, I mean, this T3 is at less than half now, so they need to make some sort of defense here. You don't want to just give this up for free, especially since Mac is what? He does have Aegis still, and the imprisonment fights, and then here comes the Meteor Hammer. It's going to connect on the Glyph. Oh, he actually mistimes it. Mizu gets away. That's Miracle, by the way. And Mac is just focusing on the tower. Glyph or no Glyph, he doesn't really care. Arena as well. Mac has no mana, though, so he's kind of vulnerable. Mizu gets destroyed. They drop the hammer, and they kill him. And here comes the BM tip from Mac, who just stands his ground being imprisoned. It doesn't really matter. He's going to look to just back off here. He does need to be a little bit careful, and yes, he does have Aegis, so this just might be a fake back as they get the creep wave, and it looks like they're going to go back in, and they're going to focus back on these Raxes.
Very clever mistake coming up from Mizu. He was hoping that, I have half Taras. Maybe my team can do something to help me out, but there is no save whatsoever coming up from HOYO side. And also Rubick was constantly using the stolen Astro onto the Medusa. So there's no Astro for him to save the PR that time. That was a very costly death.
It was pretty massive. Tino actually Primal swings forward, doesn't actually connect onto anything, but they've got Exorcism, and it looks like they're trying to get something out of this. They've got Yule's up on Mac. They're going to slow him down. He Manta's out of that one. He should be fine. The Stone Gaze is going to just deter them from going in any further. Tino is here. I mean, he's on the high ground. He's going to pump fake the Wukong's command. They kill the wolves as well as the Necro. The Boundless Strike, it does end up connecting on the Primal, or Fearless that is. He's going to BKB, and he's going to look to just fight this. He's going in. The Imprisonment is going to catch at least one of them, but the Arena is on the back end. They throw back for Rev, and they get Fire Blasted, Ignited, and they're focusing their attention on Fearless, but the Ghosts are doing some heals. He's going to Yules. He should be fine for now. Jocom is here. The Wukong's command has been committed as well. Boomy's going to Astral Imprison himself just to stay alive. Forev is looking to just run. He's a little bit low, and Jocom is looking to TP. He does get away, but 3 cores are down. It's a 3-for-0 so far, and Omega, they call GG at this point, and it's going to be 18-5, less than 30 minutes. Not really much HOYO could do.
Yeah, it's too massive of an outdraft, and also Omega definitely did very well in terms of defending towers early on. That created the space for them to farm, and it just until this, and when the laning phase is over, you just don't see any move that HOYO can make to give themselves an advantage. So yeah, I think overall it's a pretty clean game by Omega Esports. They built themselves a very perfect Medusa lineup with the Monkey King and Mars as the dual core. And wow, what a start for us for a series.
I mean, like, it was what a start for Omega Esports. I'm incredibly disappointed by HOYO. Yes, it was definitely with the draft. There was huge issues with that, but like, the itemization was terrible as well. Like, again, Miracle picking up the Diffusal Blade that early, not really looking to fight. No space was provided by Lycan and the DP, which, like, literally you have one job, and that's the push. If you're not able to do that, this is the game that's going to happen to you, and you're going to get smashed here, and Omega Esports made them pay.
I feel like this is gonna be a tough loss to swallow for HOYO side. Cause like you say, they haven't been winning anything for 2 weeks in a row. I mean, I guess they have won some small matches, but not a series.
Yeah.
And this time you can see that they are making adjustments because last week it was 4F that was the drafter,
Yeah.
and this week it became Set Zero, also known as Boombell. It seems like nothing has worked so far. I see it just looks to me that they're struggling to find a line. They're struggling to find the draft or a play style that really suits their player.
And laning has been an issue. Laning is something that they need to work on, because I think they lost all 3 lanes. Didn't really give themselves an opportunity to win, especially when you want to be pushing early as soon as possible with both the Lycan and the DP. Not able to do that, so it's an uphill battle at that point.
Yeah. Well, I guess with this being said, we are gonna wait for the game 2 to be up then.
Okay. All right. Let's take a quick little break.
Yeah, let's take a quick break, and we'll talk again when the draft is over.
All right. See you in a bit.